Boom, 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 boom. Good morning. Yes, yes, yes. It is a good morning indeed. It is gorgeous out. We have been up since the wee hours, and we are here with you right now. It is currently 7:21 in Toronto, Canada. This morning we're going to do some inspirational stuff, and we're also going to do, guess what? Music. Sweet, sweet music. So I'm going to look in the local video here, and why don't we start with Soulfire Pure Funk Remix. Hope you enjoy it. This was something that was retooled yesterday. So I like this new version. The other one stopped abruptly. It's on Sudio or Suno, or as I used to call it, Suno. And this is a funky treat.
Kick off the shadows, let your spark ignite. Groove to the rhythm, in the dark we'll shine bright. Vibrations high, deep in this soulful place. Promises to keep as we move with grace. Breathe in the sound, find your inner ease. With every beat, we're breaking free. Release higher energies, take us to the sky. My heart craves more, it's time to fly. Let go of regrets, leave the pain behind. Embrace healing, hope in your mind. Step into a mindset of gratitude and praise, thriving emotionally through life's grace. Walking down this road called life, finding unconventional ways of thinking. So many paths to take, so many choices in this age. Let's embrace consciousness, finding peace in the loving community, discovering this source. On the path less traveled, we found our way, exploring the depths of our souls every day. Together we'll rise, united as one, finding the beauty in what is yet to come.
I really like that chic, Niles Rodgers guitar riff there. It adds it to it. It's very basic. Be wonderful if you were a band, then you could layer it. Be cool, you know what I mean? You could use these tracks as just the foundation, like the bass, the drums, the keys. And then you could add all the flaring and the layering, the flavor. The flavor is so important. So we are going to take a moment this morning and do some inspiration, and also thank multiple people who follow on X. And here's some of the individuals here. You know what? Is it easier to do this? Maybe this way first. All right. And here we go. There's Simone. So if we click Simone, will it come up on Simone? Yeah, I think that's what I gotta do. There's Simone right there. Everything's highlighted. All right. She's a sweet soul. Isn't this beautiful? Look at that. Ooh, I think we had a slight crash. Did you see that? We had a slight crash, and it was on X. More so. Interesting, and it ended up back here. Weird and wild and wonderful. Okay. You learn something each and every day. I like that. This is spooky to me. This gentleman. Let's see if I can get it to come on the screen without having. Okay, so it's like industrial, altered alley. Interesting. Little spooky for me, that one. Now, is this real or is this AI generated? This photo right here. I would say AI generated. But it is very close to being real. It's hard to know anymore. So if I click on this, what's going to happen? We're going to have another crash? No. That was interesting how that happened. Isn't that beautiful? Now, that is definitely AI. It's beautiful, though. And I don't care. Like, if it's a form of art and it's beautiful, it's fine. When it's images of countless women that aren't real, I don't know. Like this for sure, to me, is AI. But what if it's not? And it's just filters? Like, that's the thing. And then they look so similar to other women. It's almost like they're taking the nose of this person and the eyes of this person and the face of this person, and it's interesting. It's fun. Here we go. We are currently on the hashtag of kindness matters, positivity, and positive vibes only. Positivity. Do you have any positivity in your life right now? Are you feeling positive about your life? I hope so. A bee makes honey. A vine bears grapes. That's beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? That really is rather stunning. I like that. Oh, here's a dear friend right here. Good old Maria. Now it's interesting. Hers didn't get all highlighted. That's weird. Oh, we got some desserts here, it looks like. I have enough. I do enough. I am enough. I like that. I like that a lot. In fact, I like that so much. I'm going to put it right here. Who's this lady? Rachel. Oh, she's an author. I don't usually follow authors. I have this thing. I have to know them. And I think it's because they promote the crap out of themselves so much. You call me sister, not because you are my blood, but because you understand. Huh. Interesting. And there's that post again right there. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's click that. And now we're back to the main page. Do not let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. I say that all the time. What can I do right now? What is good in this situation? What could be improved, but what is within my grasp? What is something I could do right now, this very second, that is positive, that has, you know, it could be the smallest thing. It could be like you've got a dish that needs to be washed, or you have a sink full of dishes that need to be washed. It doesn't matter. You know, cleanliness is next to godliness, isn't that correct? All right. Rise with Love, jazz remix. I hope you enjoy this. Good morning, Sunday morning. All over the world it's sunny this morning. I'm going to take the tea out in a few minutes. But before we do that, we're going to do a little bit of inspiration on this Sunday morning. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Checking in from work, going to try to do something this afternoon. Good for you, buddy.
Sun, healing begin, awaken experience as new energy sing. Let's be bold with our words, let kindness prevail. In a world that's hurting, compassion shall not fail. Oh, yeah. Shanti be a place divine. Shanti be a frequency expanding wide. While we rise with love by our side. Feel the power in the words we all speak. Embracing the love that uplifts the weak. With open hearts, we're a force that grows. Shanti be a movement that everyone knows. Ooh, yeah. A movement that everyone knows. Show GP, frequency expanding wide, while we rise, with love by our side. Feel the power in the words we all speak, embracing the love that uplifts the weak. With open hearts, we're a force that grows. Shanti, a movement that everyone knows. Ooh, yeah.
Shout MGB, a movement everyone knows. That is one of my first, I think, collaborations. Now, because it's muffled, I probably wouldn't have kept it. But I do like a lot of the movement that is in that song. It's interesting. I think a lot of musicians will get ideas from the AI and make it even better. And in situations where they need something quickly and they want to go in a different direction, AI is phenomenal for that. And it is getting better all the time. And it looks like Google is also working on their own format, which is going to have mind-blowing tools. You're going to be able to hum a song and it is going to replay to you some form of musical joy from what you hummed. So let's imagine you went hum bum 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 bum, and from that we got I've got sunshine on a cloudy day, right? But it does it all for you. Like how quickly music will be made and how flawlessly it will be made. And that's one of the things I've noticed with AI. There's very few things out of key. There's very few things not timed right, or the bass player's a beat behind or a beat ahead, you know? That kind of stuff. Good morning, Fireman Rich. Oh, yeah. There he is. What a wonderful day. Fireman Rich, what have you been up to? I noticed you're doing football. I like watching it. It is a little frustrating to watch it. It is not the NFL. I don't even think it's college. It's a little bit like the CFL to me. It's more like the Comedy Football League. Fireman Rich, are you open to coming up for a few minutes? I can leave you the invite. I don't know. Are you currently recording right now? This might be a little late for you. I think you're usually earlier than this. Okay, so you're on Twitch. I don't know if I think it goes to Twitch. I think you'll see it in the comments. I don't know. Frustrated. Great football. It is fun to watch. It's messy. And it's definitely slower. And there's a lot of missed tackles and things that would never happen in, the NFL. Especially, I don't know, the quarterbacks, if they have a set of wheels, oh my God, they're gone. They're gone. So I don't know. There are some good players. How many of these players will end up being NFL? I don't know. It's fun to watch football, though. So you can't have everything, right? Okay, so let's do this. Copy. Let's paste. Sunday morning here. Doom. What happened to Oak Island, buddy? What happened to Oak Island? Oh, man. That was kind of a real letdown for me. It really was. Oak Island kind of just... It looked like they were going to find stuff, right? It looked like they were so close. And then, in some ways, it looked to me like they got nowhere. Like, I just watched 24 episodes of them finding not great stuff. I think you'd be better off to see someone with a metal detector in a busy body of water. All right, so I've left you. It's there. Yeah, it went to Twitch. It went to YouTube. You've got it. And if you would like to come up, that would be awesome. But yeah, Oak Island was kind of... I'll still watch it. Like, no doubt about it. I'll still watch it. I still believe. Oh, I hear planes. Wow. That's very close. I wonder if they have the Jets this week. Speaking of the Jets, oh my God. They have a really brutal schedule this year. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a video. I'm going to try to get some football stuff together. This is called In the Rhythm of the Night, Funky Perfection. I hope you enjoy it. It's a short tune. I'll be right back. Get funky.
In the rhythm of the night, under the velvet sky, feeling so deep in the tune of heartbeats, we don't question why. Divine wisdom, ancient and pure, together our souls forever endure. Bitterness of destiny, drawing my gravity, pulling closer in the fabric of eternity. You got through my days, hear the flash and then you're gone, craving that touch that lingers deep. It's love sweet and cold that we keep, eternal wisdom, love well known, in our souls forever so. I believe in your beautiful soul, I see your true potential. I feel your heart next to mine, you keep running in and out of my life, sharpen deep beat, but waking your mind to new levels of consciousness. In the whispers of the dawn, your spirit takes the flight. Your love that heals the weary, turns the darkness into light. Compassion's tender rhythm, It's the strength that we all need. Your divine wisdom is the book of love we read. Just like the angels, you're dancing above. In symphony of stars, showering with love. More from this creator.
All right, I've got in front of me here the Jets' schedule. Okay, so their very first game, they are playing the 49ers. That is not an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. But if you look at the next game, they're playing the Titans. And I think they have the ability to win that game. I don't have much confidence that they're going to beat the 49ers. I'm just so sorry that I don't think that's going to happen. Aaron Rodgers, is he going to be healthy? You know, it's like Kirk Cousins. Like, the Achilles thing is serious. Very serious. Deadly serious. It's not good. Let's see what we got here. I'm just looking. Thank you to all the people on X. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the people in YouTube land. Thank you for all the comments. Let's see here. Let's put this up here. Change it up. Yeah. Oh, no way. Well, that's good. See, there's some good news there. I've seen a couple quarterbacks that look okay. Like they could be maybe potential third string quarterback. And the way that quarterbacks get injured, they may actually see the field. You know? Think about last year, Joe Flacco, right? Crazy. Crazy, crazy. The Patriots against the Jets, that'll be a fun game. That'll be a fun game. I think that will be close. You know? Let's have a quick look here. That's so funny. They're already selling tickets for that event. And then the Jets on the 29th play the Broncos. So you're looking at 4 games, right? You're looking at 4 games there. And you're looking at 3 of them within 10 days. So you've got the 9th, the 15th, and the 19th. So, yeah. Yeah, that can be tough. Absolutely. All right, let's see here. Let's go back. And, you know, a lot of people are incensed that it's not going to work out. Huh. Okay. I'm looking here at Sauce Gardner. And I don't know. I don't think you should ever make excuses. You know, you should be able to win anytime. You know, every team has highlights, downfalls, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's something to get terribly upset about. Let's have a look here. And oh, interesting. Okay, we got LinkedIn here. I didn't know that was associated to each other. That's so cool. Interesting. Huh. Will this come up? I'll have a quick look here too. I am broadcasting right now on LinkedIn. And I just want to say hello to a few people. I don't see it here as that I'm on. I'm looking. Okay. Interesting. I joined in 2009. Oh my God. That's crazy. No, I think it does show I'm on. Okay, so I'm gonna click it here. And am I gonna see myself here? And no. Oh, I see a man on the field at the XFL. There he is. I think his name is Rich. He's rich in wisdom. There he is. It's been a while, my friend.
Can you hear me, Michael?
I can hear you. I
Okay.
can see you. I can see the glory of the man.
How
It's
are we
all
doing? I have just waking up this morning. I finished my first cup of coffee, and I saw you were on. And I usually listen to your replays, so you catch me.
I thought for sure that you were on at like 6 every day.
No, that's just Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, I do the audio podcast. It's the same format, but it's just audio
Okay.
on Spotify for podcasters. Weekends sort of open. I don't really. I did my the UFL football broadcast yesterday.
For those listening, though, it's so important to
Yes.
have something out every day.
Well, yeah, but the weekend I'm actually I'm taking the week off of my passive Bitcoin mining that I usually do too. So
Okay.
which I find fun. It's one of those. It's a hobby and stuff like that. But I found that the regular weekend, most people are busy. Like yesterday, I did I do the, like I said, the football. That doesn't get very much traction, but I like doing it. It's just like doing the Mixcloud broadcast that I do every 2 weeks, presenting 8 songs. That's my music portion. That
You know what you
I
need
don't-
to
I
say?
don't-
You know what you need
What's
to
it?
say with the football?
What's that?
Yet.
What do you
Yet.
mean yet?
Well,
Yet.
plant a seed, watch it grow. You know, when we used to talk about football before, a year ago, I do stuff now,
Yeah.
and I get some traction on it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
But it's yeah.
You got to do new things. It's like I've been
If-
doing the music
yeah.
lately, and
Yeah.
the music is doing okay.
Well,
Even though-
I think yeah. For you, I think the music with the AI that's catching on, and it's interesting. You're
weird.
you're showing. Well, I think it's bad. You know, when you first started doing it, I would agree with you. It's weird, but it's interesting now because you're expanding on it, and some of the music is it's
Okay.
Well, you got one or two that are I think are really. You have a couple good ones there that I enjoy listening to. So I usually I got the earbuds on right now.
Yeah.
So during the weekday when I listen to you in the replay, I catch you. I'll be doing the morning chores here, wash and
Well, what you
dish.
could do is you could do instrumentals if you wanted, and the instrumentals.
Yeah, but see, that's your bag. That's your bag. I like listening. I don't
I
think
feel
I
like
could get,
James Brown. I got a brand new bag. All right.
I don't think I could invest the amount of time in it. I love music, but as far as creating music, I'm a dunce. So it's
You
like,
don't. Here's the idea.
Yeah.
It's so much like a video game, and I'll explain it to you this way.
Yep.
You need prompts.
Yep.
Right. So once you figure out the prompts that work, that have the music that you like. Now, Google's coming out with something that is mind blowing. I saw
Yeah.
it today, and you're going to be able to adjust the level of each instrument. You're going to be able to hum
Right.
something.
Right.
Make a
Oh,
melody
okay.
in your head,
Yeah.
and it will duplicate what you just hummed.
Right. Now, did you hear on the AI? Do you know that Randy Travis has a new single out
Yeah.
that he sings in it, and it's AI. I would take it. It's AI.
Music.
Well, it's not the AI. This is AI on a grander scale. When you
Yes.
see this, have you seen the CBS piece on him? It was a couple weeks ago. I posted it up.
Yeah.
He's got a new song out. His what they do is they take his voice
Mm-hmm.
from previous songs. They have a singer that sings it, and they layer it over. That's why,
Yeah.
and that's a higher. I think it's a higher level of AI that we're doing on the internet because they have a full-fledged studio, and he's
Yeah.
bringing music. And what's
That's what
significant-
Google's going to do. That's
well,
what
I think
Google's
the thing of it, the difference going to be is they're going with the underlying of Randy Travis's voice.
Yeah.
That is actually his music. That's
Yeah.
how that's going to be the signature thing in the AI that take. Okay, is it just machine generated or is it an actual artist's and I think that's where they're going with the. I just found that pretty significant. And the thing about
you know who Taylor Swift is, right?
yeah,
Okay,
she's
everybody knows who
she's yeah,
she
she's a
came
hot
out with an album of 32 tracks.
right.
Do you know how she did that? Most of it is AI. Not all of
Well,
it. And she has the technology and the people
well,
around
I'm
her.
just going on. I haven't seen any news on it. It's just that I'm very fascinated with Randy Travis because I met him years back
Yeah.
personally and was able to talk to him for about 10 to 15 minutes after he was in a USO show. He went to the pizzeria right next to where we lived at in Italy back in '86, and
Yeah.
a very fine gentleman. And it's just great to see someone, because he had a stroke back in 2013 that took away
Right.
his voice and stuff. But if you were to listen to the latest song that he has out, it just hits you right here, and
Yeah.
it is Randy Travis. It's not, you can't even tell it's it's AI, I guess, in a sense. It's like, where
Yeah.
did that song come from?
Well,
So
you're
and that,
gonna see groups like Bon Jovi though, where his voice is gone, and they're gonna take the likeness of the old records, and they're gonna come up with
no,
a new
the
single.
same workflow, yes,
Yeah.
because they explained it and stuff like that. That if they want to
Yeah.
go that route, it's a artists such as that and
And
this,
Elvis and people who are dead, like
Well-
Johnny Cash, and
they have to get
the rights. They just need
well,
the
it's
rights.
the rights, but like I said, this type of AI that Randy Travis is using
Mhm.
on that level is nothing compared to what you have here on the internet. Because you can tell a little bit difference. I haven't heard any. If Taylor Swift is using AI, that's news to me. I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything on the news or
Now-
anything like that.
What I mean by that is she'll get an idea, she'll generate the music
Yeah.
through the AI,
Right.
and it speeds up the process, and then she says to her band, duplicate this. Do you see
Okay.
what
See,
I'm saying?
so I don't follow Taylor Swift. I don't follow
Yeah.
her music. I've
But
never. I don't
that's
think
been
I've
going
ever,
on now
Yeah,
for about
yeah.
5 years,
Yeah.
especially with R&B artists.
Well, in this article from CBS News, Good Morning, it was I think it was 2 Sundays ago.
Yeah,
The way they were explaining it, it's AI on a higher level right now.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
it just because there's some mechanics involved with the audio tracks that you can't just simply use a Behringer 802 soundboard. I mean, they have one of the. If you
Oh,
look
yeah.
at it, they show the state. I mean, you would be googly eyed over the studio, Michael. I'm
Yeah.
sure you would be, because it's AI on the good side, and what you're doing right now is AI on the good side too, as far as there's a good purpose for it.
Well, I
It's just when
think in a year,
Yeah.
it'll be where you can't tell. Like with the studios, you won't be
But-
able to tell. In the
But I
headphones.
think you're going to tell, because I think with AI, there's going to be some regulation coming down the road. I don't think you'll have the pirated on the lower level, but on the higher level, when you put an artist's name or something like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's gonna
Okay,
be
so-
lawsuits like crazy.
Yeah. Well, it'll probably detour some people. I don't think people.
Yeah.
The way the legal system is now, I think somebody would be crazy to go out there and put out the Beatles songs on AI
The,
and
the
claim
other
it
day,
as their own.
remember you were just saying the blending, right? So the other
Yeah.
day I was trying to make a blues song,
Right.
and I'm listening to the vocal that they're supplying, and it is a mixture of B.B. King and Buddy Guy together.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has the styling of both of them, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck is this?
Yeah.
So is that stealing? I don't know.
Hey, Tony. And the missus says good morning to Tony too.
Everybody
She always-
loves Tony.
Yeah, everybody loves Tony.
Tony's
She's-
great.
Yeah, Tony's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But no, I've been listening, and I can definitely tell when you first started. I said, "What the hell is Michael getting into now?" And now that you perfected and you're actually using other platforms, I find that interesting. And some of the music. I mean, overall, I would say you're a little bit above average on, but the music genre is still not. Well, then again, I'm an old folk. I guess that's why I like it, because I like the old tunes and stuff like that
It
too.
makes great old tunes. Like if you
Yeah,
like country, oh my god, it
yeah,
does
yeah, yeah,
really good country.
yeah. I
Especially
haven't heard any.
Udio.
Yeah,
Udio really does
have you
good
done any
country.
rock and roll?
I've done some.
Because
I
I haven't
did
really
one.
heard any and stuff like
I
that.
did one yesterday,
Okay.
but it ended up sounding like I was at church. You know how they
Well,
do? Do you know how they do rock church?
yeah, yeah.
And
Well,
I
you
went,
said it's a hit and miss sometimes with
well,
and
I liked it, but I felt like
yeah,
I was in Sunday church. Yeah, it
yeah.
was fun. It was fun.
But,
Let's
but
see.
don't you have to take Tia for a walk? I thought when I was just coming on here, I heard you say something about going for a walk or something.
I will in a bit here.
Okay, I don't want to keep you.
Oh, you're
I,
worried about the Tia.
well, I had Mac, so I'm always aware of our canine friends and stuff. So
you need that.
So you're not liking the UFL football?
I like it. I'm gonna play something to you for like 30 seconds. So
Okay,
you ready?
go ahead.
Okay,
Okay,
here we
go
go.
ahead.
Here we go. Remember I said it sounds like I'm going to church? Here we go.
Okay, we're still in the AI.
Okay, and you said about rock, right? Here we go.
Right.
Walking down this road called life, finding unconventional ways of thinking. So many paths to take, so many choices. Self-awareness is the key. It's our voices in this age. Let's embrace consciousness. Finding peace in the love
I have not heard.
Community. Shout and GP where seekers unite, discovering this source, goodness and grace ignite. On the path less traveled, we find our way, exploring the depths of our souls every day.
There you go. So
I have not heard that one.
That sounds like church to me.
Well, it starts out country. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Getting loud.
It starts
Am I
out
getting
like
too
country
loud?
rock.
I'm too loud. My neighbors.
No, I'm too loud. I'm too loud.
We're
on
too
this
loud
side.
together, brother.
No,
That'll be our group. Too loud
I get
together.
excited. But it starts out like country. That's the first time I heard that, Michael. That sounds great.
Yeah.
But towards the end, I can see where you say the church. But I think overall, that's a good tune.
Yeah, but it's
like
very because I used to go to church all the time years
Right.
ago, and they would always blend rock
Right.
with a little bit of the Eagles,
Right.
and they would have a powerful, something.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
Will Rise. That was one of the ones I
Yeah.
loved, and it had real rock chords. And I listened to this yesterday. I'm
Right,
at
right.
church. I'm at church.
Well, I can remember when I was a practicing Catholic back in my younger days before
Yeah.
going to service. They did the guitar folk Catholic masses
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It drove my parents nuts. They said, "This isn't church."
But it's good. You're getting a new
Yes.
audience, and it's getting
Yeah.
people excited. And
Yeah.
So UFL.
Yes.
If you were to say the top 3 teams right now, who are they?
Oh, definitely Birmingham, Alabama, or Birmingham Stallions, the St. Louis Battlehawks, and the Michigan Panthers.
Okay, I've
They're-
seen all
and they're-
those games.
And Michigan, Birmingham, and Michigan they've clinched a playoff berth in the USFL conference. Battlehawks, if they win today against DC Defenders, they're more than likely going to win their conference, the XFL conference. I've talked to Tony about the USFL, and I know the players. We don't know the players and stuff, and that's part of it. I would say the gameplay, just to where I see it, it's not NFL, okay, but it's right there as far as I think it's above their practice squads and stuff. It's right there because oh God, yeah. There's some players, Michael. I've watched it every weekend. There's this one kicker on Michigan, Jake Bates.
Yeah.
He's going to be that's a name to remember because he's a kicker the NFL is definitely looking at. Opening day when the Michigan Panthers played the Battlehawks, that's the team I'm rooting for. That's my team. He kicked it. It was tied. Well, no, there was 2 seconds left, and there was 3 seconds left on the clock. And this was Michigan wasn't supposed to win the game. He kicked a 64-yarder. The backstory on this kid is the last time he kicked a field goal was in high school because he's been mostly a punter and a kickoff.
That's
kicker.
so funny. That's
Funny. 64, and he's been consistent. I mean, he's number 1 in the UFL for kicking. He's a guy. Another player, Perez, a quarterback for the Roughnecks.
Yeah.
No, not the Roughnecks, the Renegades. His team, Arlington Renegades, down there in Texas. Texas has 3 teams. He's number 1 in all the stats, but his team they won their first game. They're 1-6 now. But he's going to probably end up. There's talk about him coming back into the NFL. Now, will they get a first? As far as the quarterbacks, will they take over a position? No, they'll be like a backup.
Who are the best quarterbacks right now? Do you know that in the UFL? Like
Perez, McCarron from Battlehawks, he's number 2, and I can't remember the guy's name.
So is Perez the guy from Birmingham?
No, he is on Arlington.
Who's the guy from Birmingham? And
I can't.
He was running around like crazy.
Well, that's the other thing. I don't know his name right off the top of my head because I'm not good on name. But he is number 1 in rushing in the UFL right now, Michael. He has more run. He has more. He has over, and that's why he's number 1 is because he runs. He can scramble, and it's just exciting. I think now the fan base. There is a good fan base, but the thing of it is the people, the crowds, like I said, like right here, this right here, that is the Battlehawks home field. That's St. Louis, where the old St. Louis Rams played right there.
Holy crap, I'm looking at this here. The Roughnecks and the Stallions, 35-28. So they're not low-scoring games.
No. And they're exciting games if you watch the full game. What's neat, just to give you a perspective, if you want it on the short, if you go to the UFL YouTube channel, they put, after the games are over, they condense them down to 15 minutes like they do for the NFL games.
That's what I do. That's what I watch.
If you watch those, Michael, you'll see the plays, and there's some fantastic plays. I mean, the guy from, I can't think of his name, and I should know it, from Birmingham. Last week, he let go a 74-yard pass.
I saw that.
For a touchdown.
I saw that. You mean the kicker? Are you talking
No. This is a quarterback. The quarterback from
the one I really liked. There was I think they were going to punt.
Yeah.
And he faked it and threw it for a first down, and it was it looked like a 30 or 40 yard.
So,
did you just say 75 yard?
A 70. Well, he probably it went. He ran. The receiver went for 74 yards. Okay, I think he passed it for a good 20, 30 yards.
Okay.
And he caught it, and he went for another 40 yards. So there are some definitely exciting.
So what are the biggest differences for you? The sloppiness.
What's that, Ken?
I find that it's just, if you have any speed in that league, you have a huge advantage.
Well, it depends on which team on the defense. There's some teams like they're low quality, like Memphis Showboats. They're not really that great.
Yeah.
The Memphis team, Arlington, they won the last 2 seasons of the XFL championship.
Right.
So you would figure they'd be, and they're the same team. It's just that they've lost 3 or 4 real close games. I mean, there's more than half the games.
So who are you rooting for now? Who are the teams?
like I said, the St. Louis Battlehawks. I like
That's
the Battlehawks.
No, nobody else. Who's your second?
No. Well, my second team would be the Michigan Panthers because of Jake Bates.
Yeah.
I love that kid. I love seeing him kick. I've never been excited about a kicker in the NFL, but this kid I am because of his backstory. First field goal since high school. I'm like, and he kicks a 64-yarder. You can't forget that.
I think this year is going to be so close. You know how you were always talking about the 500, you know?
Right. Yep. Yeah.
I think there's going to be multiple teams this year,
Yeah.
like the Bears, that are going to show.
They're getting traction. They're getting a lot of
Oh
news.
God, they
Yes.
got all the pieces now.
Yes. Yes.
Like
They're gonna
on
be
paper,
interesting to
they
watch.
look like it should work. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers is still old.
Yeah.
You know, Kirk Cousins is
Well,
still old.
You mentioned Aaron Rodgers. Remember last year at this time, everybody was talking about Aaron Rodgers,
Oh, he was the Messiah.
and nobody's talking about him. But did you see the latest about the Jets, though? I posted it up on my Twitter feed there that they expect historical season for the New York Jets.
Well, they were expecting that. They were expecting that
No.
last year.
No, these are the people that are making the predictions on.
Oh, okay.
I think you did a broadcast on who wins and lose.
Mm-hmm.
They have like over 14. They may win 14 games this year.
Oh, I don't see that.
I'm looking at that schedule though. I don't see.
I don't see that.
That's
I don't see that. I think there's a good chance that if there's any team that has a chance to do way better this year, Chicago will probably be above 500 by maybe a game. I think Kansas City has a lot of holes again, but now this year it's more defense, and that's what kept them in it. I don't know if what they've acquired is enough to make up for the differences of the pieces they lost on defense. It's going to be an interesting year for them.
Yeah, because they've won 2, so everybody's gonna and after two season, everybody has their routine down. So they're gonna bring nothing new to the table really. I'm interested on some of the teams. Chicago's won. Philly, as far as to see how they work this year with what's his name there, the running back from the Giants. Of course, the Bills. They're going to have a good season, but what type of team?
So. I don't think so.
I think they'll make the playoffs, just like Kansas City. But there's so many other pieces, like you said. That are like, what about Atlanta? Okay, they got
Atlanta on paper is insane.
I know.
On paper, they weren't that bad before. They just didn't have a quarterback.
Right.
Well, now they have 2.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing of it is, Kirk Cousins. When was the last time he played?
They say that he wouldn't have signed if he knew they were going to do this. There's like no way he would have signed.
I got to get it. How do you like this one?
What is that all about?
I'm using the background. I'm using OBS virtual cam with Prism Lens. I
saw that and I thought, what is this? Is this an
this
FU?
is
this a?
I'm on the Hap Street corner right now with you.
Yeah, look at that. Remember,
so
it's a pretty seedy corner there, but they have good fish.
Did you see I'm waiting for a phone call.
You are.
Look at that phone. No, but NFL is going to be very interesting, and I'm excited about it. But the USFL is keeping me focused on football play. I love watching football play, whether it's a pickup game, a flag football. It's just the running and the throwing of the ball. That's the sport right there, as far as that goes.
So here's my predictions for this year.
Yeah.
Chicago will be better. Atlanta will be better. Yeah. The Texans will be about the same.
About
the same.
Yeah, about the same. I agree with that.
I think Green Bay will be about the same.
Right.
What's happened now is a lot of the teams that had favor, they don't now. They just don't. If you look, and I really study the 49ers, the 49ers are not in a good place right now. They just aren't. Their defense is shaky.
Right.
And there were even people who were analysts for them going, we better hope that nobody runs against us because they're going to be running the ball all day. And
Yeah.
this is paid analysts for the 49ers going, we are not the same team.
But we've seen it in the past. Whatever the predictions are, my prediction always is on day one that every team in the NFL is a contender for the Super Bowl before the first kickoff. And then it's after, we get into the meat of it, the 7th, 8th week. That's when we really know who's going to be finishing. And it's no different here in the UFL, because we're in week 8 for the UFL, and it's already been determined on one half of the conference who's going to go there. And it's the same thing in the NFL. I think the Jets. I'm having faith in the Jets again this year, that the Jets will actually do better than they are next year or this year. The one team I'm really going to key in because I'm a fan of him, and and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers with Wilson.
Yeah.
And I think, especially with that's another team that has an excellent, outstanding backup quarterback right now. Okay, he could be, he's just the same scenario in Atlanta is in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh could be a powerhouse. Now, another question mark team would be Cincinnati with Burrows. Burrows would be healthy.
We'll go back here for a second, because the Steelers.
Yeah.
Really are the Steelers. They stole 2 great quarterbacks. They're not subpar. All they need is one guy to get hot.
Yeah, exactly.
They had nobody last year.
Yeah.
They had nobody and still found a way to win a lot of games. So here's the difference. They made the playoffs.
Exactly.
They didn't make it past the first round, just like, the
I know.
the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys did nothing this year to do
the Cowboys had more. They had more players last year too. Than
So the Steelers on paper are still okay, but they were okay last year. But now they have 2 quarterbacks. They have a great coach. Yeah. This year, here's my prediction with quarterbacks. I think Lamar Jackson's going to have another great year. I think the guy that we both love, Josh Allen, is going to do phenomenal this year.
Yeah.
You didn't like something I said last year. I'm still sticking. I'm sticking to. No, I'm not trying to cause any conflict.
Yeah, I know.
I said that Josh needs to leave Buffalo if he wants to win a Super Bowl. And the organization is just not strong enough.
Yeah, what he would have to go to a team that has some pieces for him. If he doesn't have
Atlanta. Atlanta would have been
I could see him at Atlanta,
Instead of Kirk Cousins, if they could have got Josh Allen, you might win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That is a solid team. Believe it or not, Josh Allen, even on the Steelers, might have a pretty good chance.
Yeah.
Coaching is their biggest problem. I know you like him. It's the same with Philly. Philly needs to get rid of their coach. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, speaking of coaches, what about Kansas City coach? Did you hear the latest about him on the front office of Kansas City? They're talking about there was rumor that they wanted to get rid of the kicker there because of his commencement speech, which is outside football, in my opinion. But the coach said if he goes,
I don't know anything about this. What did he do? I've heard people dance around it. So was he being disrespectful to women, minorities? What was it?
I don't know. It depends on who you are and how you take his commencement speech.
Is he super religious? Is that what it is?
He is. He is a man of faith and stuff like that. So and he has a perspective that a lot of people would disagree, but that's
okay. So it's bad. You're not saying anything.
So, but the thing of it is, it's one of those situations.
Yeah.
They're trying to mix. Okay, because a person said this, we got to keep him from out of the NFL because the NFL, they practice and they're a good organization. They're all inclusive and stuff. But it's one of those things. It's not like he took a knee on the field. It was outside of football. But because he's associated with the Super Bowl champions, there's a lot of people that want his head just because they disagree with his views.
Yeah. you know what? That's always going to happen.
Yes, true. It is. It's the world we
That,
live in today,
yeah,
and stuff
and
like
it's
that.
going to
So
get worse. It's
yeah,
on a, you know.
and the way and the thing of it is the nut. Because I heard it, and I think people are taken out of context. I don't think he meant any malice by it,
Yeah.
but he just has a different view, and we all have different views. That's a given.
I
And
think that, you know, it's all branding, and this is what they're
yeah,
worried about.
yeah.
They,
But
they,
the big thing is, Andy Reid. He
Mhm.
says, "Well, if he goes, I go, and I guess I'll just retire early." That was in the news here the last couple of
Oh,
days.
well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good. All right.
but
So,
he, yeah,
speaking to keep it on the same page,
yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, will he have a good year this year?
I think he's healthier. I think he has the potential of having a good year. Just when he gets hurt,
Hmm.
that's when he reaches deep down. When he was hurt, how could he perform those
Yeah,
times when he's
that
been
was two
injured?
years ago.
Oh my God, I still
Yeah,
can't believe that.
yeah.
But
The one-legged
the
hobbler. Yeah, I remember.
the
Yeah.
only thing I'd have to say is I've been seeing him more in and I use this as a gauge. When I see an athlete more on commercials, I
Hmm.
wonder how much are they focusing on their sport. Like I
So
haven't seen.
you're worried about distractions.
Well, there's a potential distractions as
Same
far
with
as that
Travis
goes.
Kelsey though too,
Yeah,
right?
Kelsey. Yeah, I haven't really seen too much about him in the news, which is good because he's probably having
Do you know how
fun with.
much Patrick Mahomes made last year just in endorsements? You have a guess.
It's
Let's
it's
pretend we're playing a game show. Just
it's
guess.
probably above 500 million.
No. Yeah, it's not that high. It's not that high.
Oh, it's not that high. Okay.
It's below. Okay, it's between 10 million and 25 million. So what do you think?
Oh, I thought it was over 20. I would say maybe say 18 million.
Well, the high skate 25 million is a lot of money, buddy,
Yeah,
to make on side.
yeah.
That's a lot. That's what he made. They're saying
Oh
that
wow. Okay, okay.
they're saying that Travis will probably make more money in endorsements than he will make on his salary.
Well, that's
Which,
like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was in that category too.
yeah,
He made more on endorsements than he did with his paycheck on and he's making ungodly amount of money now.
he can barely
So,
walk. You know that, eh? I've seen
who's
him
that?
recently. Jordan, Michael Jordan, he barely
No,
walked.
he was he
I,
has a NASCAR and they won a particular race here a few weeks ago.
no,
He
I
seemed like
know,
he
but
got
he
he seemed
I
like he
saw a
walked
guy
around.
get out of a car the other day,
Right.
and he looked like Shaq. You know how
Yeah.
Shaq barely moves now?
Yeah.
I think when you're a big man like that, and you've done what they did to their bodies, like their knees, their backs. Jared
Right.
Goff. Let's go to Jared Goff. Okay,
Yeah.
so you know I think he's making 55 million a year now,
Right.
somewhere in that range.
Good quarterback.
He's not worth 55. Come on, that's crazy.
Well, he's a very important piece for
Detroit.
Detroit,
Yeah.
and they want to
How
keep
are they
all the
going to
people.
do, Rich? What do you think?
That's another team that's got my interest as far as are they going to come out like gangbangers because they can get better.
Yeah,
as far-
did you know that he's 6'4"?
Yeah.
He's 217 pounds.
Right.
And he has 9-inch hands, which in football is kind of small.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
kind of small. There are a lot of quarterbacks that have over 10-inch hands.
So he's limit. What did you say? 9-inch hands?
9-inch.
How do they measure
I don't know.
from the base to the thing? I've got like 8.5 hands, so I guess I'd be a good quarterback.
But no, but the average now is around 10. And you know who has
Oh, 10.
really
Oh, okay.
Do you know who has really small hands? Purdy.
Who's that?
Purdy.
Oh, really?
Brock.
Yep.
There's a guy that's still making less than $1 million a year.
It'll be interesting to see what he does with San Francisco too, because I like him. He's still in the same boat like where Mahomes was and stuff. What Tony's got something here, Michael, in the comments.
Thank you.
They're great. They're great.
Yeah,
for
he's
the regular.
right. Yeah, he's right. It gets dicey in the playoffs, but that's everybody.
Yeah.
It's a whole.
Well, the one thing about the Detroit Lions, one of their games they did have a call that was obviously. I mean, I like to say the refs are on the up and up, and I think they are for the most part.
Yeah.
But for Detroit, they've had they've had a couple missed calls for Kansas City too. So, and that's the thing about the difference between the NFL and UFL.
Mm-hmm.
The replays, they automatically go to the replay. That's what's the a major difference between the two leagues, because the UFL they have precise. They don't. And it doesn't. And the fans are listening to the guys on the phone there talking about the penalties and stuff like that. So, and Tony says, yeah, but for Detroit, I'll be Super Bowl or bust this season.
Yeah, they're expecting.
Yeah.
You know, they were very close to a couple, and that's the thing. It's always a couple of mistakes.
Yeah.
I was blown away when I really thought the Ravens were going to do it last year.
Yeah.
And they went flat. They were so flat. But that's good coaching.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said about having a great coach. So we haven't talked about the Harbaughs, Jim and John, who could not be any more different as brothers.
Yeah.
They are very different.
Didn't they face each other in the NFL?
Years ago. Yeah, years ago.
Okay, years back. Okay.
The Chargers this year do not expect a lot. Not right away. He'll build something. They'll do well. I don't think go ahead.
I think it's safe to say that with him on that team, they'll be above 500.
Yeah, I don't. I think they'll be just slightly under. What did they get last year? 4 wins? I think they had
something like they
it
weren't
was
that
terrible.
Great, yeah.
It was terrible. So they may have double the wins.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really have a great team. He just doesn't. And a lot of the key players, they left. And you know why they left? They weren't going to pay them.
Right.
If you look at just rosters, like just basic logic,
right,
the Bears look phenomenal on paper.
Right now,
the Texans look phenomenal on paper.
Yeah.
The Falcons, there is no excuses. They have everything.
Mm-hmm.
Literally player by player now. The other team that is really good on paper is Detroit. You know who is shaky on paper? Honestly, the Jets. But they're still better than last year. And at least they have some people protecting Aaron. Aaron will have a couple more seconds. And that's all you need.
I want to see Aaron Rodgers play more than 4 plays. I want to see him finish a game.
Yeah, that was bad luck.
Yeah, that was, and that could very easily, and we've seen a number of injuries last year, Michael, and that could very easily happen to Kirk Cousins and stuff like that. So I think the smart teams are looking at it as far as having that second quarterback being, in Atlanta's case, he's a tier 1 quarterback.
Yeah,
I would say, and the same thing with Pittsburgh.
I think Baker Mayfield's going to have a rough time this year because the teams are too good. The teams are just too good. Like, the only team that I'm not worried about is the Titans, the Panthers. Who else is probably?
Well, Tony just said Falcons 3rd best in their division. They're above the Carolina. Carolina's just going to be sorry. I don't think that's a team that's really going to go anywhere. That's the one team.
I think that the Falcons have a chance of being top 4 in the Super Bowl, like whatever 4 teams are left.
Oh, right now. Oh, yeah. I would agree, especially with their line, and even Chicago with their setup.
Oh, if Chicago doesn't do
the Jets, yeah.
Who's saying the Jets?
Tony is in the comments.
Tony, step away from the lead.
And Ravens radar lock.
Do you know who I love? I love Buffalo.
Yeah, we both do. Yeah.
I love Buffalo. I listen to the podcast all the time. Yeah. They're worried.
Yeah, but I think
they're worried.
Yeah, I think a majority of the teams in the NFL are probably worried. like always in the season, and there's a lot of potential there. Dallas got to prove themselves to themselves. I don't know. It's just Dallas is it's a. I don't know. Can they still call them America's team as far as that goes? Because they are just. I don't know. They're not consistent.
They've got Ezekiel Elliott coming back. Come on.
I think that's pretty cool.
What do you like about? What do you like? I like him as a human being.
It's just when when he started doing, nobody was doing this bit. I'm spooning when he gets a first down, I'm spooning it. His after he makes a good run, he says, "I'm just eating you up." I think he's a solid running back. He's not in his prime, and that's after, especially running backs, they get banged up as much as the quarterbacks. He's just going to town on the Comets here, Michael.
He's busy. He's a busy man.
He's turning the wrench with one hand, and he's commenting.
You know what I'm going to do? Here. This is easier. Let's get rid of his radar lock. There, Tony. There you go, buddy. Go to town.
Okay,
go to town.
Automatic.
Go to town. Profess your love to all the women of the world. Put it right.
Kansas City house money. Okay, so he's got the comments there.
I think there's not a very good chance that they're going to three-peat. Sorry, guys.
They'll definitely make the playoffs, I think, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and they'll win their division.
Yeah.
So here's the team we haven't talked about.
What's that?
The Rams are always good. And do you know why they're good? They are really good at finding great prospects, like Puka Nacua last year. They have They have Matthew Stafford, who is phenomenal if he's hot. Dak Prescott, we haven't even talked about him. Do you know they still don't have his contract? They don't care. I don't think they're going to take him on unless he wins. Unless he wins everything, it's not going to happen.
Tony says Eagles up in the air. I don't know. I think the Eagles will probably. They got a running game now with was it Barkley? Yeah.
I'm going to give you another prediction you guys aren't going to like.
What's that?
Once Brock Purdy becomes expensive, he'll be gone. They'll find another young prospect, which there is every year.
Right.
That can do kind of what he does in the system and pay him $1 million. They can't afford to pay him even $30 million because that means they're going to have less pieces.
Right.
Even though the cap went up, and I believe the cap now is like $240 million, something like that.
Yep.
C.J. Stroud, I think, is going to have a great year, about as good as last year, even with the new pieces. I think the Dolphins will do about the same. And what you said last year, and you kept saying it over and over again, is so true this year. I think you're going to see a lot of teams win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. The 500 game.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, is he going to do well? What do you think, Tony? Kirk Cousins.
I think right now, I think he's a high hand, but it's just the drama I think they were trying to do as far as bringing in the other quarterback and saying that, okay, they even the sport talking heads are saying, well, they spend all this money. Well, they have a game plan. You don't arbitrarily spend 10 million on them or whatever the amount was and say, oh, oops, we made a mistake. No, they've got a plan to where Kirk Cousins, they see something, and he may totally tank. And we've seen that before on quarterbacks getting the big payday and then they tank. But then again, I think
who cares? They have a wonderful backup plan.
Yeah, well, and at a lesser cost too, because he's not getting the big money, but
not
he has
for 5
potential.
Years. Not for 5 years.
And the same thing with Purdy. He's gonna if he's consistent with the quarterbacks, if he's consistent on his play, other teams are going to look at that and they don't care if he, just like on the USFL, Perez there from Arlington, he's on a losing team. But his stats are through the freaking roof.
So do you remember Jordan Love last year? He was on fire near the end of the season.
Yeah.
I think he'll have about the same season this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe Flacco, is that a flash in the pan, or is he going to
Yeah.
do
Where's
okay?
he playing at? He's not. I don't think he's on any team, is he? Let me check.
He got signed.
Did he? Let's
Yeah,
see.
he got signed. I can't remember who he got signed
Let me
with, but
check.
he did.
Let's check.
Jalen
here.
Hurts. You know what's funny? Jalen Hurts was rated
Oh, Flacco's
not
on
as
the
well
Colts.
as Joe Flacco last year.
Joe Flacco, definitely grateful to have spot with Colts. Little bit surprised he's not back up with Browns. So I guess he went to the Colts.
Yeah, see, the Browns would have been a better situation.
He's going to be back. He's going to be backing up Anthony Richards. That's one of
Yeah.
your favorite quarterbacks.
I love him, and
Yeah.
he's a wonderful human being. He's a great person. Really, really
Yeah.
nice. Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah.
I think, is going to have a good year, a breakout year this year. And I
It
have
depends. Trevor Lawrence, I go back to what you say. The team's got to have the pieces, and I don't know if they have the pieces with him. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's a guy that could be a better quarterback on another team.
Do you know who could win the Super Bowl this year, believe it or not? Joe
Who's that?
Burrow, if he gets hot and he stays healthy.
Healthy, yeah.
He is the only quarterback that seems to be successfully able to beat Kansas City. He's the only one that I've known.
That's true.
Yeah. Justin Herbert, this is do or die this year.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
if it doesn't happen this year, he'll be
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Because and Jim won't wait.
Right.
Jim will be, thanks for your service. We'll be taking that $50 million, and we wish you only the best.
Right.
Anthony Richardson is still not paying a lot of money. He had that horrible injury of his shoulder last year. And here's a quarterback that many people don't talk about a lot, and I think he's a half-decent quarterback, is Geno Smith from Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle, yeah. Seattle, that's a team that I don't expect too much from
Yeah.
this year as far as that goes.
I would not be shocked if there's a battle between Justin Fields to get in, and that this lights the fire under him. This is his last chance. Kind of like Baker Mayfield last year.
No, I think Baker Mayfield, he's come a long way, and he's gotten better progressively each year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would not be surprised if he has a breakout year better than last year with him.
Oh, I hope you're right.
Yeah, I think
I
just
hope you're
because
right.
just looking at, because I've been following him since his college days and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And I loved him in Cleveland. And let's see. Yeah, you got a bot there. Best viewers on.
Yes, thank you for that.
A bot on Twitch.
The bot on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but see, this is I like doing this, talking about the football. I did you get that much out of the draft going in?
I loved the draft. I thought
Yeah.
it was so rich with
But who are the big
quarterbacks.
names that came out? I haven't really heard, as much as I've skimmed over the news and stuff
Well,
like that. But
the only person they really cared about, right, was Caleb.
yeah,
And
Okay.
Williams. So he was the quarterback
right.
that everybody thought. And now some people are crazy talking like he has a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. He is that good.
Mhm.
He was also making insane money as a college player through endorsements and what they were paying him, which is crazy. You know what I want to talk about more so than the drafts? Because here's what's going to happen, and I don't want to be mean.
No, go ahead.
And I don't want to be mean.
It's your
about-
broadcast, Mike.
I don't want
That's
to be
fine.
mean about the draft picks, but let's look about last year, okay? We got all friggin' hyped up about Anthony Richardson. He got hurt, right? Bryce Young, wow, did diddly shit. And I like him. He's a wonderful human being. He was supposedly 10 times brighter than C.J. Stroud, and C.J. Stroud did really well. Puka Nacua was,
Mhm.
I think, second or third round pick. Nobody
Yeah.
even knew of him.
Yeah.
He didn't impress anybody. But when it came to work ethic, hard. See, here's the thing: if you don't have coaching, you're not going to win.
I agree with that totally. I agree with it. A team, if you look at all the top tier teams that went into the playoffs last year,
Yeah.
their coaching got there. But I think once they got into the playoffs, some coaching was lacking, or else the team just peaked. And a good example was Baltimore. I was surprised Baltimore falling the way they did. It's just like they were monstrous during the regular season, and then they come into the playoffs and they're stumbling. And Kansas City was like that, but they were able to overcome it. As far as I mean, there's probably a couple playoff games in the last couple seasons for Kansas City. They were probably thinking, if we don't get our act together, we're going to be losing and going home, and they were able to overcome that. As far as Baltimore, they weren't able to do that.
You know, I don't see what Tony sees. I know it's a young squad. He's talking, so I don't want him to feel
Yeah, on Green
neglected.
Bay.
Green Bay,
Yeah,
I think they're going to be a 500 team. Sorry. Right now, for me, 49ers, of course, KC, they're going to be in the running. Dallas, because they always do really well in the regular season.
mm-hmm.
Texas, you know, they will do well. C.J.
Right.
Stroud, Nico Collins, Tank Dell, and you know, but last year I really wanted Derek Carr to do well, and they did a face plant. They
Right.
on paper looked okay. He's still rated in the top 20. Kyler Murray is another guy I think is phenomenal, but needs to be on another plane. Here's a guy I think that's overrated, Gardner Minshew. I think he's a very B. Remember Jake Browning last year? He
Jake
set the
Browning,
world
yeah.
on fire there for a
Yeah.
little while.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, you know, poor Tony, you know, Deshaun Watson, or as I call him, Dijon Mustard Watson.
Yeah.
He hasn't shown anything.
Right.
I don't know if he has it. And then, you know, after that, last year, Steelers' best quarterback was Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Look who they got this year.
Yeah.
They got two really solid quarterbacks. I think there's a really good chance that you'll see the Steelers do well this year. Sam Howell, I loved him. But
Yeah.
he was throwing interceptions like crazy, and he lived with his face in the grass because he had no protection. So, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just looking at ranked 10 best games of 2024 schedule. So these are the best games on CBS. They're looking at ranking the top 10s.
Yeah.
You got week 1, the Jets against the 49ers will be a good game to watch. Week 11 will be Chiefs and Bills. That's always a good game. Week 11, Texans and Cowboys, Monday Night Football. Week 7 will be Chiefs and 49ers. That would be a really good one right there.
Yeah.
Week 16, Lions and 49ers is number 5. I don't know about this one. Number 6 on the top 10 would be Texas and Jets. That's a Monday Night Football. Number 8, Eagles and Bengals. Number 8 is 49ers and Dolphins. Number 9 is Ravens and Chargers. That would be a good one because that's the brothers. That would be a great one right there. The brothers had it. And then the number 10th top game for this upcoming season will be the Falcons and Vikings. Kirk Cousins returned to Minnesota.
So, do you know who Keon Coleman is?
I've heard the name.
Okay, he is the new rookie. He is
Coleman,
the he is the soundbite king from Buffalo, and he is so genuine. So
Coleman King.
yeah, so he had said that he had the $60 jacket. He got it on sale,
Okay.
and he loved it. So Nike sent him 3 jackets because he is the new thing. And people are doing sound bites like crazy on him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the other
yeah.
day they were saying to him, well, what do you do when you're, you know, not doing football? And he goes, oh, you know, I play a little bit of golf. I like golf.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, he's got number 0 for the Bills.
yeah. And they say he is such a fresh air, like such an unscripted, genuine, wanna like him kind of guy.
Do you think he's a good replacement for Diggs?
No,
No. Okay.
no, no, I don't. But is he going to be better in the locker room? Yes.
I see. Yeah.
Is he going to be less disruptive and less selfish? Yes.
Yeah.
Is he going to work within the system? Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Is he grateful to be there? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Is he going to sell a billion jerseys? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And is he going to be the savior for every reporter out there who wants a soundbite? He was talking about Skittles the other day. What do you like as, like a snack before the game or after the game? Oh, Skittles. I like the red. I like the green. I like.
He just got an endorsement. He just got an endorsement.
Right,
for
but
Skittles.
he's not doing it to get an endorsement.
Yeah.
He is just.
Okay, yeah. He's genuine.
Honest.
He's genuine. He's genuine.
Yeah.
He's honest.
And he was
genuine.
talking about his love for his mom and
Yeah.
how excited he was to run on the field, and he's in the cold chamber. I don't know if you've seen them for the athletes. They make them sit in them, so they have repair of the muscles.
Yeah. Yep.
And he gets out and he says, "Turn the lights off. I want to be the Undertaker." And he comes out and pretends he's the Undertaker.
He's having fun.
So
He's
if
having
you
fun.
can find him, now let's talk about Stefan. Stefan is going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like he'll be okay. He's on the greatest team. I think he has a more controlled quarterback with C.J. Stroud.
Yeah. What do you think about Beckham going to Miami?
I think he's a personality. I think he'll sell a lot of jerseys.
I don't think he. I think he's at the end of his career.
I don't think they overpaid for him. They're only going to pay for
No, that's true. That's a good point. Very good point.
And he still has great hands.
Yeah.
He's just not fast, and he does run good routes.
Right.
Is he worth $4 million? Yeah. Is he worth?
Oh, I thought he
million
got more. Oh, okay. I thought he got more. Okay.
Yeah. Is he worth more than Ezekiel Elliott? Like, to me, that is money. That is, you might as well throw down a toilet.
Right.
But again, people love him. And he is wonderful in the locker room. And he's one of those guys that doesn't fumble. And he's great within the red zone. He'll get you those 2 yards.
Right.
But does he have speed, breakaway speed? No. Does, Odell Beckham still have the wheels? God, no. You're right. Yeah. He's lost at least 2 or 3 steps. Yeah. But he is one of the most famous players in all of the NFL.
I'll never forget seeing that one-handed catch that he caught. Mm-hmm. I believe it was in a playoff game years back for the Giants, and it was just like you never saw anything like that. As far as you're saying, the good hands, he does have good hands as far as that goes.
I do have to go soon here, so we have Xavier Worthy. Now I'll tell you who he is. He is the speedster that Kansas City got from the draft, and he was the fastest.
Right.
He did like some insane 50-yard in 4.2.
Gotcha.
Something. Is he going to be effective? Time will tell. Do you know who I think of the draft was the steal? Because you were asking me earlier.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Okay.
Okay, and he went to Arizona. Malik Neighbors went to New York. He might be the savior of the Giants. He is that good. Rome Odaze, I think it's Odaze of Chicago. He's one of their pieces that they got.
Right.
Not that they didn't have enough pieces already. Like, they are so stacked now. And my favorite probably player out of the whole draft is a guy named Brock Bowers, who is a tight end, and he is a speedier Travis Kelce.
Okay.
And real I think good work ethic. The one that we were talking about like crazy was Jaden Daniels. I don't know if you heard about him at all. He's a
No,
quarterback.
no.
Yeah, but my favorite for fun, Keon Coleman. Please look him up.
Oh, okay, yeah, but Bills, yeah, I got him a number 0, so I'll be keying in on that number and stuff
No,
like
but
that.
just look at the clips.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
He's using the social media and stuff like that. That's cool.
Like he was saying, I want to be Tiger wannabe. I want to be a Tiger wannabe.
Yeah, he's having fun. It sounds like it.
But he talks like he's 14 years old.
Oh,
And he presents as maybe not the brightest guy, but I think he is bright. And not to be mean,
yeah.
not to be mean, it's not like he has to be a wizard to be a wide receiver.
No, he has talent. He knows what his talent is, and he
yeah.
just.
I think the biggest height machine this year, honestly, was Drake May, and we'll see. I honestly don't know. J.J. McCarthy went to Minnesota. I think that's going to go really well. He is fast.
Right.
He is fast like Justin Fields. He has a cannon of an arm. But his footing isn't great. He's impulsive. The only guy that is really ready right now is Caleb Williams.
See all those names you mentioned that came through the draft. I've never heard of any of them. That's how much I've done.
Caleb Williams will be an impact player within the first 4 weeks.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
he's the best to be ready.
Right.
After that, I really don't know what's going to happen here for any of these teams. And I hope that there's a couple that nobody knows about. Pick 127, blows up.
That's what I love about, it's the Tom Brady story, I call it, where you look at where he got picked, and he is the GOAT as far as I'm concerned for football.
Yeah. Brock Purdy was another one. He was the very last pick.
And he's still shining. He's still shining, and I think he's going to be a contender where if he stay on San Francisco and it just I just love the game though, Michael. It's a great game. I don't think I'm gonna, when I get done with the UFL is all done, I'm gonna be watching Canadian football because that's the next thing in June. That's when the playoffs and championship for UFL, and then I'll be watching. I don't think I'm gonna be doing anything Canadian football. That definitely is different from American football, even though it is.
I like the rules. I like the rules.
They are. I think it's a faster play game as far as that goes.
And I think there's less injuries.
I just can't believe one of the Gray Bowls I watched a few years back, where they were playing at, the ground was like solid ice, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's like
crazy, right? and it's out west, it's like religion. They love it. Yeah, and they pack the stands, but that is the only place where they do that. They kept thinking that there may be a chance that a Canadian team could do it, but nobody could afford it.
Yeah.
The problem is the Canadian dollar is so much weaker.
Yeah.
Right? Like if we were at par, maybe we'd have a chance.
Right.
But
I'm just surprised that there's not an NFL team like, we have there's the Toronto Blue Jays up there in Toronto where you're at.
Yeah.
That
baseball's different though, buddy.
And they have
games.
Yeah.
Right?
And but then again, you have the Buffalo Bills. They're a fixture in Buffalo for the most part. But I think either in Toronto or Quebec or Montreal, those are big. I think those are big enough markets to where they could put an NFL team.
I think you'll see an NFL team in England. before you'll see it here. Like someone in
Really? You think
Yeah.
so? Real? Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Yeah.
That's where I think it's going next. I think it's going to
And
be
that,
in
that goes
Europe.
back to what you're talking about, the money. The money is involved in
Show
that.
me
So.
the money. Okay, tell us where we can find you, and then we're going to exit.
At Fireman Rich on
Mhm.
X/Twitter. That's my mainstay for fine social medias. I'm on Twitch at Fireman Rich, and I'm over there on Rumble, where I'm having a great time using Rumble Studios and stuff like that. It's I'm multicasting, and I'm having great fun and great success with that platform to get my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning coffee that I get out, that I have fun. I'm not about the numbers and stuff like that, but the matrix has shown that's a good direction for me to go, because I'm more than almost double, tripled my I'm instead of 20 to 30, I'm up over in the hundreds now when you add up all the platforms. So
Yay!
Tony D, he preached, just to give the credit to Tony D. He's preached to
Mhm.
me, you got to go out and multicast, Rich. And I'm seeing primarily from Rumble Studios on Rumble, Twitch, YouTube Live, and X Live. I'm easily on a morning broadcast. I'm well over 100, 150 now, which I'm like looking at those. I'm like, that's scary for me, because I'm
That's
just a
good.
small fry guy.
That's
But
You know what,
um,
and that's so far. Give it another. It's
yeah,
like
I have seen your numbers really increase here on YouTube. So you're getting it done. Even though I'm not a fan of the portrait, more the
I
landscape.
was just gonna say thank you for coming up. This, folks, this is a big deal. This is a
Because you know
this
how I
is him.
feel. Yeah,
This is him stretching out his suit.
yeah.
But we did go to Haps Ave, so I think he got his
Yeah, we
last
did go
little.
to Half Street.
Thank
Exactly.
you, everyone.